Okay, I'm good. So one of the things that occurred to me is I think it just might be interesting to talk to people from all walks of life about how they are dealing during this time. And so one of the things I find interesting, well, I find lots of things interesting about you, Dad. But one of the things that I think is interesting is, first of all, you live in Michigan. So how are things going in Michigan?
Well, where I live, so far, not too bad. There's new cases up here in the north part of the lower peninsula. And finally, the UP has a case or two. But most of the cases in Michigan, and there's over 1,000 by now and continuing to grow. But most of them are down around Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties.
Yeah. So how old are you?
I am 88, soon to be 89.
So knowing what you know about everything that you've heard about the virus, like how does that settle with you? Like how do you?
Well, first of all, I'm not taking any stupid chances. Nancy and I are kind of self-distancing. We're not going out in public. Church in Michigan has been called off until May 10th in the Episcopal churches. We only go out for absolutely necessary things like groceries, or if I have to go to the doctor, which I don't. But everything else is sort of on hold, and so we're trying to amuse ourselves here. Do I worry about it? Not very much. I know that it's a risk for me to get the virus because of my age, and it's a risk for Nancy too. Neither of us want to stop living right now, so we're taking care of ourselves, but it doesn't create a great amount of anxiety. We're just kind of living day to day. And, when it comes to the whole business of death, I've sort of, at my age, I would deal with that. I've dealt with it intellectually anyway. So, I'm not all caught up in anxiety about this, just being careful because I want to extend the fun that I'm having.
Right. You're like, bring it on, bring it on.
Yeah. No, I'm not looking for competition with the virus. But yeah, I mean, I'm taking the best care of myself that I can right now.
So you had said that the grocery store that you guys go to is setting it up so that when you go, it's designed just for seniors. How are they doing that?
Well, they have set up times for seniors to shop, and first of all, they used to be for 24/7 grocery store, open all night, open all day. So with the pandemic, they've changed that to go from 8 in the morning to 10 at night, planning to deep clean the stores, during the downtime. But they allowed then 2 periods of shopping for seniors and people who are chronically ill between 7 and 8 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we have an hour to go in there at 7 in the morning and get our groceries right after the store has been deep cleaned and desanitized. And with a fairly limited crowd of people, much like ourselves, get our shopping done, get out of the way before they open to the public for the rest of the day. That seemed to me to be a very thoughtful kind of thing for them to do. And tomorrow we're going to take advantage of that.
Yeah. So then, are you guys buying more food than normal, or are you just kind of going week to week?
We're buying a little more than normal, but not much. What we have done is to start eating as a form of recreation here at home. So we look up recipes and we try stuff so we're buying a few things ahead because we're planning ahead. We didn't used to do that. It used to be, we would open the freezer door of the refrigerator and something would fall out on the floor. And Nancy would say, wait a minute, maybe we could have this for dinner, whatever it is. It might be steak, lamb chops, chicken, whatever. And so it would turn into an evening meal. But that didn't permit much planning.
Right.
Unless you tilted something forward in the freezer drawer. But aside from that, that's kind of how we've changed. We've started to plan and buy a few things ahead to meet the needs of planning. And then
Well, just being your daughter, I mean, I'm very, very aware that, you like really bad toilet paper. Hoping Nancy has broken you of that sandpaper toilet paper that we had growing up.
yeah.
Oh.
Lately, I've been thinking about all of those days. But when I had this fixation on how much toilet paper we were all using, and it was costing so much money, and I used to rail at you children about using
Four squares.
use less toilet paper. And then one day I went out and bought an airplane.
Yeah, well,
what's wrong with this picture?
Well, so
Anyway.
do you, Dad, when you go out, do you do like hand sanitizer when you get back? Are you wearing like surgical gloves when you go out? Like, what are you taking any other extra measures?
The stores we go into have hand sanitizer right at the door. We wipe off the grocery cart's handle and our hands, and then shop, but no touching the face or anything. Get home. First thing you do when you get home is wash hands. Wash your hands thoroughly. That's all. That's pretty much all.
Well, stay safe.
Oh, that's my intention.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing good. Just trying to find ways to entertain ourselves. I'm just going to pop on here and see if there's anybody that wants to say hi to you, because I know a lot of people love you. Just a minute. Also, Dad, I was going to ask, my dad, just in case you don't know this about my dad is a retired Episcopal priest and has a unique perspective based on 88 years on the planet. I was curious, like, what would you say to people who are feeling fearful right now?
Feeling fearful?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's an individual. And so there's no one thing that you can say to everybody who's feeling fearful. Sometimes feeling fearful is realistic. Sometimes it's just anxiety producing, and who wants to live with that all the time? I think you do the best you can, and then trust that the details get taken care of as people care for one another and cooperate with one another. And I think you have to kind of put some trust in the way things are going, and I do. I mean, I trust that when the stores say they're deep cleaning at night, that's what they're doing, and that they're making things available to make it easier for people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's possible to get overhyped about this. But how do you tell people that? I don't really know.
Yeah, it's an interesting line to walk, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, take sweet care of yourself.
I'll do that. No other questions, huh?
Oh, you did great. Thank you.
Okay, well.
You did have a hello from a few people from Belfouche, South Dakota. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Our hometown.
You guys have been on my mind lately. I've been thinking a lot about Bell. Things haven't reached there so much. I don't know.
No, not as much in South Dakota.
Well, the O'Days, I know I'd love to
Yeah.
say hello to the O'Days and to Wayne and Christy Gilbert.
Megan Bennett says hi.
Hey, Megan, how are you?
Oh, all right, Dad. Well, I might just come back on. Dad and I are going to be we're talking about doing a podcast together. That he and I talking about all of the interesting things that we think is interesting. But until then, Dad, thank you so much for joining me live today.
My pleasure. Hope we can do this again soon. Bye.
Bye. Love you.